Hello everyone. Thought I'd do a little video and show y'all what I've been working on. Been working on a new hand pad, and the reason why is I've been having trouble picking up my tool. You know, this would be in your hand this way. Picking up the tool, especially when it gets thinner, and putting it on the platform you want. You know, you're hanging off of there. And then push and drive a flake. Sometimes it slips and you're trying to get in your wheelhouse, especially if you have an issue stick and you got this between your legs and you're trying to get a bunch of force. So the reason why this hand pad is kind of rounded over at the front and a new piece of metal is I started kind of resting the end of this on here so I have a point of contact, and then just bringing the flaker tip over to the platform like this. So you just boom, there you are. And then from there, if you can drive a flake if that's the direction you want to drive, but generally I'll bring it back off here, bring it back off, and then drive. But it's been hard. It's doable, but it made me want to make this. And I know you guys in the chat, Patrick's channel, will know this angle. You'll know what angle it is. But what it helps me to do is put my tool right here. Oh, look at that. So nice. Which would be over here. So there's point of contact. Then make sure you're out where you need to be. I'm going to go right here off this platform. Then you can just rotate it down, then boom. So you're right here. You automatic. And when I've been flaking, a lot of inward pressure. Now, if you're just, you know, wanting to sharpen or if you're just knocking the edge back, you know, straight down flakes, but you wanting to run long flakes, and I mean across this all the way. How wide is this? It is 1 7/8 inches right there. So if you want to run a 1-inch flake, you're going to have to use a slotted pad and use a lot of force. So this is helping, especially with the issue stick. But basically, there's your angle. And then right there, I would be pushing in, and that's my angle. This angle here is about the angle that I would use to push a flake. So I'm thinking that's going to help tremendously. This thing's in its infancy. I just used it a couple times, but it's rough. I haven't even sanded it or nothing, but it's flat on that side. So there's really no comfort right now on your backhand. But that's that. That's what I'm working on right now. But so far I'm liking it. You can just pivot the tool right there. And then boom, boom. And then also I made me a little notching tool. Copper rod. It's just a 1/4 inch. Smacked it down to a flattened point there. But I like it because usually notching, this is the notcher I would use. You know, you're holding it like this and notching. You know, like this. Some people, you punch notch, you come up this way, but with this curve that's in there, for me it's easier to push down, and you can put your finger on there too. You can get a lot more force. Put your thumb on there. You can get a lot more force downward than if something's sticking straight out. And how I came up with that was I bent this one over a bunch. I mean, I was racking on it hard, and it bent over almost 90 degrees. Well, I started taking this thing this way and actually using it as a flaker, and the way it was pointed was perfect to push them flakes off, especially if you're doing the tip of a real fine thing. Have something that's a 90 degree so that your tool's up in the air this way, but you're pushing instead of like this and trying to push. But that's the reason why I made this. So I have yet to test it out. But as far as feel goes, I like it. It's sort of like in between a punch, because a punch you're going down, and then a regular notcher. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll let you all know how this goes. Peace.